Hey y'all, what is up? And welcome back to another episode of the Girl Gainz podcast. I'm Amber P.
I'm Alexis Nicole.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all the things. 'Tis the season, it's busy.
Yes, it is busy, and my brain's not working sometimes.
That's okay. That's all right. That's all right. So, updates since last episode. Alexis is going to the Arnold. How you feeling?
Yes. So,
Oh,
put the
hang on.
application.
Is that your TV? You might have to turn that down.
Oh, hey, babe.
Sorry, Martin.
Can you turn that down some? Okay. So we put the application. For those of you guys that don't know, let's recap this again. The Arnold is invitational only, so you apply, and then they accept who they want to accept, and that's who's competing. So you apply in like October, and then the list comes out like mid-December usually. Um, so for a lot of people, you start prep before you know if you are actually on the list. If you rewind to 2022, when I applied for the 2023 competition, that's what I did. I wasn't on the list, and then I was on the list. So this time's a little bit more smooth as far as knowing 12 weeks out rather than 3. Um, so, yes, we are pushing for that. We're about 11 weeks out from today, actually. Boss, my last check in, dropped my food a little bit, added some cardio. So, we were rolling. Give us a little cushion to enjoy Christmas, and then full steam ahead.
Love it. So we actually found out together this past weekend. We were in Dallas for national championships, and that was exciting to find out while she was there. We got to see a little bit of the show. Shout out to Lindsay. She competed and she looked so gorgeous. Shout out to her and all the athletes that stepped on stage. National championship. I know a lot of you are wrapping up and getting ready. Hello, Rocket. Are wrapping up and getting ready to go into off season, while a handful of you may be prepping for Arnold Amateur. So, if that's you, happy prepping. What a time.
Get ready for the season. And then if you're not prepping and if you're not competing until late next year, this is your prep before the prep. So you still need to be on your game. You still need to be crossing what? Dotting your I's and crossing your T's.
That's it.
Um, I was gonna say crossing your X's, and that's not right.
Okay. Yep, don't forget everything that you do right now, it's going to matter later on. So, Rocket, I want you to figure it out because you have been on my nerves. We are going to end our final episode for 2025. We're going to go on a little bit of a holiday break, so we thought it'd be cool to do like a quick little Q&A. These are actually our favorite types of episodes to do because we don't really have to use much brain power.
And it's what you guys want to know.
Yeah, and it's fun. All right, so this is a great question, and you're
We
not.
got the invasion of the dogs. Hang on, come here,
Oh, yours too. Everybody wants to be a part of the pod today.
Callie, come
Um,
here. No,
Cali girl.
he was just
Oh
being
yeah.
nosy.
I got to hang out with Alexis, which is great because I haven't seen her since the last time I was in Dallas, which was in August, and then we got to highlight her hair. It looks so good.
It
I'm
does.
obsessed with it.
It needs to be washed, so
Yeah, if
it's
you're on
dirt.
YouTube right now, you can't see it because it's in a ponytail, but we did that and that was fun. Also did Chloe's hair. Shout out to Chloe too. All right, first question, and this is hilarious because you are about to hate my response. Maintaining a silk press while training. Good luck. Okay. Um, a lot of my clients would get mad at me whenever I would give them this answer. It's like we can do a lot of things, but moisture is moisture. When you are a natural girl, when you are a curly girl, understand that when your hair is straight and moisture touches it, it is going to revert. The only way for that revert process not to happen is if you get a chemical process, if you get a relaxer, which then breaks the bonds of your hair and you no longer have the flexibility to wear your hair curly. So, yeah, of course, everybody is different. Like if you're someone who doesn't sweat in your head, yours is going to last longer, right? I'm a sweater. So, that's just not my ministry. And Alexis, I'm sure you know, like when if your hair is straight and you're training, I'm sure afterwards you're like, oop, here we go.
Yeah, and, I was gonna say, I don't really know what a silk press is,
It's just a blowout.
but if your hair gets sweaty, which it should if you're training hard, then if it's gonna get like this because I haven't touched my so
Yeah. The roots are gonna revert, you guys.
yeah.
And like we gotta learn to be okay with it. We have to learn to be okay with it, and I get it. It's annoying, it's frustrating. However, it's just one of the things. Again, like yes, you can wrap your hair up while you train, but again, if you're a sweater, what I have found is when I would wrap my hair up, it would just be like a steam cap. Then my
Yeah, then
head
you're
would get
holding the
hotter.
heat in, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And like some people's hair reverts back easier than others. So, as far as maintaining, like, I mean, after you work out, if you want, you can go like hit your roots again with the flat iron. But again, understand heat protector, and you don't want to be hitting your hair with heat all the time. All right. So, there are some girls who can maintain just simply because they don't sweat a lot. And then there are some girls like me, like, that's why I never straighten my hair because I sweat and it would never last anyway. So,
Learned a very strategic process of, like, if my hair needs to be done, I need enough time after training to then like, touch it up or redo it,
yeah.
or I'm just gonna wash it after I train.
Yeah, that's it. And that's the thing too, like especially for us in our lifestyle, like we're not normal general population girlish, so therefore the way that we train and the frequency and the cardio is way different from someone who is, just a lifestyler. All right. So, when to order suit and how to pick a color.
I would
Yeah.
say it's not well, depending on who you use,
Yeah.
it's generally not too soon to order a suit, um, because the measurements are usually done closer to a show. And like some companies, you can order it ahead of time whenever you have the budget, or like I know KH Customs had Black Friday deals, and you could order it then, and you don't have to do any of the picking and choosing until later on when you're ready to. Um, I would say the closest to a show you should plan is 12 weeks. That way you avoid paying rush fees. You can get something customized. If you're waiting till 6 or 4 weeks out, you're getting something off the rack and they're just going to adjust it the best they can to fit you. Um, you're not going to be able to pick and choose connectors and colors and all of that. So, and it's going to be expensive because they have to hurry up and send it. So I would say at least by 12 weeks out. Um, and then you go with the color thing.
Yeah. So we both use Krista KH Customs, which highly recommend. She is the best of the best, the sweetest human being in the world. As far as colors go, like keep in mind that the color that you choose to wear, it's not like what's my favorite color in on a day-to-day basis. You want to pick a color that's going to look good on you. So we have to first of all consider like what your natural undertone is, but also don't be like me and negate the fact that you have a spray tan because that is also going to change things as well. I always say for safety measures, you can never go wrong with a purple or a blue. Anything that's like a jewel tone, purple, blue, those are typically fairly easy. But then, like, once you start going into reds, there's levels to it, right? So, do you need a deeper tone red? Do you need something a little bit more vibrant? Like for me, if I were to do a red, I couldn't do something like a deep maroon because it wouldn't look good. It wouldn't pop, right? Obviously, I have darker skin tone and I put the tan on. So if I were to do a red, I would need it to be a little bit more vibrant. And then same thing too, we have to take in consideration your hair color because sometimes some things just clash. I'm not saying that because you are a blonde you can't do red. However, you have to
Don't
understand
do fire
that
truck candy apple red.
right. Right. There's levels to it. So just consider like your hair color, consider like where you fall on the undertone spectrum. So do you have more of a warmer or cool tone undertone? Again, with the tan, that's going to obviously make you deeper, but keep it safe, especially when you're brand new. I think sometimes what happens is, amateurs are looking at pros and like, oh, well, this person did periwinkle. And it's like, well, hold on. It's like, mm, look at top 5 Olympians and see what they have on. And 9 times out of 10, those are going to be like the safest things. Like if you
Lord,
were,
except for wellness, please don't everybody wear red.
oh, can we please touch on that? Because like I think some people think that because you're in a specific division that you have to wear a specific color. That is not it.
No, it's that color does well because they're all genetically similar. Their skin color is similar, their hair color is similar, so the red works. If you are not that skin color and hair color, you probably should experiment at least with other colors and see what looks best on you. Just because it's red doesn't mean it wins.
Yeah,
And same thing
red.
with bikini. There's been a trend for a while with teals,
Yeah.
and teal doesn't make you win either.
It doesn't. Reds generally look good on athletes who have a warmer undertone. That's typically how it goes. Even with teal, like that's a really finicky one, right? Because you don't want it to be like highlighter teal, and you have to find that sweet spot because you want to have it has to have enough depth and richness to it. That's the other thing too. So you want it to pop on your skin, but you also don't want it to be a distraction. Like sometimes they can be a distraction because it's just not a good color. In light of the holiday season, what's your favorite memory or favorite holiday tradition? Oh, I love that. Mine is as a kid, my grandfather would always take us to see the Christmas lights. So I love doing that. We have, I mean, in Charlotte, there are so many places where you can go see Christmas lights. They have this new one, and they were charging $25 a head. I'm not paying $25 to go look at Christmas lights when I can just go around the corner to a neighborhood. That's ridiculous, but that's my favorite childhood memory. Us getting in his Jeep and riding around looking at all the Christmas lights.
Um, I would say mine as a kid was being the house that everyone else came to. So like
Mm.
Christmas, we didn't go anywhere. I lived with my grandma. So me and my brother and my sister would like wake up on Christmas morning. We had a little routine. Um, you'd wake up, we'd um do our stockings. We'd have breakfast. My grandma would have her coffee and stuff, and like we had like breakfast because y'all remember we were poor. So the whole eggs, bacon, toast thing happened on Christmas. It didn't happen any other time. So it's like a whole thing. You had breakfast, then you open presents, and then um, that was like a whole ordeal because I don't know if you guys. Okay, I do know that some families do it different than this, and this is how we did it. Each person gets a gift, but one person opens at a time. So everybody watches that person open their gift, and you say thank you, take a picture, and then the next person opens their gift, and you do that when you're poor because there's not a lot of gifts. So if you just hand them all out and everyone opens them, it's done in 5 minutes. And then you don't know who got who what, and like
No.
when you bought gifts for people, you got them one gift and you put a lot of effort into it. So you wanted to see them open it and like hope that they liked it and it was a thing. So like the gift opening was a whole event.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm an only child, so it was just me. But something that I had to start implementing when Marillo and I started dating. So I have a large family. My mom just decided to have one kid because she's like, I got it right the first time. I'm good, you know. But I have a large family, and Murillo, he has a large family. His immediate family, he is one of four, and he has three siblings, two nieces, all the things, and you have the grandparents, abuelita, like all the stuff. And one year, I was just kind of like, we cannot buy Christmas gifts for everybody. I'm going broke buying Christmas gifts for everybody. So pull a name out the hat. And that kind of started being our thing because it's
Amber
expensive.
gave me that idea and in the times nobody was down with it. So I only bought gifts for the people that I felt like was appropriate to buy gifts for. I was like, if y'all don't
Yes.
want to do this game, I don't have $1,000 to spend on random
Period.
gifts that I don't know what y'all want because I see you at Christmas every year and that's it. And
Hmm.
now we do way less gifts. Like, um, basically like immediate family if they want something like specific, they really want something. Otherwise, it's like experiences.
Mhm. Yeah. I my godkids, they're teenagers now. Like I give them money because that's what they want, but trying to buy everybody a gift, no, 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 no. Our mothers and we get each other a gift. That's it. Like nobody has time for that. It's expensive. Let's see. Tips and advice for traveling to weddings deep in prep. This will be me, and I have three all in New York. Plan ahead.
Yeah, so actually that one's from I think I know who that one's from. And she lives in
Understanding how to
California.
keep it.
Yeah, so you got a long flight. Um, you just have to plan ahead. Um, all the meals that you need for the day, not what you need for the flight, what you
Mhm.
need for the day. Pack them up, whether it's in plastic, lightweight food containers, or like I use reusable baggies because then you can use them when you get to your destination too. Um, all the meals that you need for your day in your carry on, ideally personal item so that you have it. Um,
Make sure they're all weighed out. We ain't
yeah,
trying to play that game on the plane.
yeah, like pre-pack those ahead, know what you got. Um, nuts or really nuts is the easiest for fat in my opinion.
I agree.
You can get those little travel size like nut butter things, but remember peanut butter counts as a liquid on a plane. So 3 ounces or less. And then take I pre-cook proteins, freeze them, put that in my checked bag. So make sure that you have enough room in there. If it's a wedding, it's a weekend, you don't need 8 billion things. Um,
I like to
just
do
take
when
the
I fly the
necessities.
mini rice cakes just simply because, like, the big ones are messy and it's just easier.
Yeah. And I was gonna say like easy carb sources like rice cakes, bagels, English muffins, whatever. Get a sleeve of those. And then if you need to, when you get to your hotel or whatever, you can DoorDash some veggies. Um, if you're gonna be in prep, don't plan on eating the meal at the wedding. It's probably not per your diet. Um, depending on the wedding, maybe don't pull your Tupperware out at the table.
Well, don't do that.
Like my close friends don't care. I've done that before, but you might just need to step out to your car and eat your meal. And that's just respectful of their event. But otherwise, it's really just planning your food ahead. And then I would book a hotel that like most hotels have a gym, and then at least you can get your cardio done. Um, and then you'll just have to be creative with training which day and stuff.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of, you know, freeze all my protein that I'll need, and then I like to check the easy box. I'll just Instacart whatever else. Cause like Alexis said, like veggies, like I've tried it. Veggies just don't fly well.
No.
They don't. Try if you can help it. I try to avoid traveling with seafood because you can kind of start to play that iffy game if you're not careful. Like, is this good? Is this not? And so for me, like, if I can help it, I just try not to deal with any seafood.
Yeah, but like
Or
for a
just get
5
a can of tuna
like
if you have to.
whatever you freeze will still basically almost be still completely frozen when you land. And especially if you put it in your checked bag because that goes under the plane and that is cold.
Mhm, I'm just like, let's not take a chance. God forbid something happen. I'm at the airport longer or something like that, but freeze everything. You should be good. Um, I don't think I have anything else. If there's any like little things, like, so I think I've told y'all this. I have a bag that is my travel bag and it stays packed. So I have like a mini food scale in there, salt, stevia, cinnamon, things like that that I know I'll use. And the reason why I keep it packed is because I don't have to forget it. You know what I mean? Or I'm not taking something from my house that someone would need. So if you are someone who is a frequent traveler, having a travel bag with all like your necessities in there, that's a helpful tip to have as well.
Yeah, like my toiletries bag stays packed pretty much, especially with how much we've been going. I've
Yeah.
been hanging that thing up in the room in the bathroom and just using what I need out of it and putting it back in there.
Yep. Yep. Same, same. I have a toiletry bag for travel as well. Advice for someone stepping back on stage after 3 years, i.e., me. Goal is Ben Weeder. Well, welcome back. All right. So that's exciting. Um, it's the exact same thing. Like, I think sometimes we overcomplicate stuff, right? Here's what we know. We know you're going to look way better than you did the last time, without a doubt. And so you know what to do. You're not brand new to it. I think, if anything, you're probably just going to have those nerves, which are natural just simply because you haven't been on stage, but just keep doing what you're doing. Everything's the same. You just look
Yeah.
better.
I would say try to remind yourself that like it's familiar to you, you
Yep.
know what to expect. It's the same stage. The stage is always there. So, especially that, I mean, this was Lindsay's situation this season.
Oh,
She hadn't
yeah.
been on stage, I think, in 4 years, and then she finally got on stage this year. Won her class, went to nationals, did well at nationals. Um, and going into the first show, it was like she was like nervous Nelly, and I was like,
You've done this.
She taught me how to be a bodybuilder. So I was like, what is going on here? So it's
Mhm.
like, try not to get ahead of yourself as far as putting all this crazy pressure on yourself when you know what you're doing. And you, ma'am, were lean last time, so you know how to get lean.
Ah.
So just
Mm.
just follow the things, follow the plan. And then just know that every prep is different as far as how your body responds. So don't get too hung up in like this is different than last time. It's going to be. It should
Gonna
be.
be.
So week by week, check in by check in, adjust, press on.
Absolutely. What are your favorite training shoes? I like
Yeah.
my
No, I think you can temp it, but I think it's going to take a little bit while.
I like my Nike Metcons because I can do everything in them. I can do lower body in them. I can do upper body. I can do cardio. They're just easy. I like easy.
I mainly train in Converse. The same idea, they're flat.
Yeah.
Um, and flexible, especially once you break them in. I can take them off easily if I like to squat with no shoes on. Um, but yeah, something flat, not cushion shoes.
And the
Not the
Metcons, yeah, the Metcons look like they're cushioned, but they're not. They're flat on the inside because I know
Yeah,
that
you
throws
need a
people
firm
off.
sole. So like those
Yeah.
noble shoes are good if you like those. Um, anything where you put your foot in and it's firm. You don't
Yeah.
want a bunch of cushion.
Yeah. It's not fluffy at all. What is the biggest takeaway you learned in this sport this year? For me, I realized that you you just can't do all the things that you want to do sometimes. As far as me, like, with trying to travel and prep, it just was not conducive, and just the stress of that alongside with other things I had going on, it wasn't anything my coach did. It was all on me for not having certain things on point, to stressing myself out, to me not being compliant in specific areas. It was all on me. So my valuable lesson was that, hey, you need to prioritize better. And also, before going into prep, I think sometimes we can be misled, because here's the thing, all of us are different, right? Some people are able to push through some things, some people are affected by things, whatever the case may be. But I needed to have a true, realistic reflection of myself and what I was committing to. And I realized that you can't do all that you thought you could. And that is all on you. That is all on your fault. And it affected you in a big way, to the point where you were not able to hit your goals. So just be real with yourself. Be real with yourself.
Um, Mine was mostly like reminders that you learn things over years of prepping and then you kind of forget them and you have to be reminded. Like,
Mhm.
one, every prep is different, and two, the role of stress. So, like, things were smooth sailing until I went back to work and that schedule changed a little bit, but mainly some vaccines I had to get for work seriously stalled my prep from Texas Pro into the Olympia. Um, and ultimately, it's a stressor on your body. And I've been in a much better state as far as like physiologic stress
Mhm.
that I kind of underestimated how much it would affect things. Luckily, we navigated it and it was okay. We pushed through it. But it was definitely frustrating in the moment. So like
Mhm.
just the refresher of like not overloading yourself if you can help it.
Yeah, absolutely. What are you looking forward to in the 2026 season?
Hmm.
I mean, I'm just looking forward to getting back on stage. I'm a lot like the other girl. It's been a hot minute, so I'm excited. And then also I'm just curious to see like what the heck, like what do I truly look like, because I have an idea of what I have and I feel pretty good about what I have like from when I decided to pull, but you don't really know what you look like until you stand next to other girls. So for me, I'm excited to do that and get a true assessment of where I am, so that way I can truly like, adjust my goals, because it's hard to have a set goal when you don't know what you look like, right? So show up, look better than I did at my pro debut, which I know 100% I can do that, and go from there.
I am obviously excited for the Arnold. We also applied for the Arnold UK, so that list will hopefully be out soon, and we'll see if I'm competing there too.
Okay.
The competition, the qualification requirements are a little different this season, so I know we've gone over that, but in essence, you have to win one of five shows: the Arnold, Pittsburgh, New York, I think the Arnold UK, and Romania, I think. Otherwise, for wellness, you have to win two shows,
Okay.
um, or you go off a point system. And I'm not planning on playing with the point system game. Um, so if you win two shows, you're automatically qualified. So just planning to anticipate getting on stage a little bit more often, and ideally qualify at the beginning of the season, so we can have a little refresher and then push into the Olympia again. Um, so it'll just be an exciting spring, I guess. Um, and then we're currently planning our seminar that will be in, I think we're planning Orlando. Um, so getting like gearing up for that, starting the planning for that, making sure that you guys are excited to come and see
Yeah.
us, um, and just help grow the sport a little bit more, especially in the women's divisions.
Yeah. 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 That's something that both Alexis and I are extremely passionate about. I know for me, because I learned something new about myself. I get so frustrated when people bash the sport of bodybuilding. It really irritates me because I get everyone's experiences are different. And I think you can say the same thing. Like, we've had very positive experiences, very positive experiences. So it just sucks that, the bad experiences are the ones that tend to be the sounding board and the loudest, and it can just deter people from even giving it a try. Because, I mean, I say all the time, like, I love the process of bodybuilding. Like, that's my favorite. I like the game. I like the game and I like the community, but then also it's just been extremely impactful in my life. It's been extremely positive in the community. And I just believe that it can just improve you in so many ways off of the stage and behind the scenes. So I don't know. I'm always going to have to say positive things about it. But it's just like with any job, like you in healthcare, I'm pretty sure you can rattle off the whole list of things in healthcare you don't like, right?
Yeah,
And yeah, I can
but
say the same thing
there's
with you.
still benefits that can outweigh the crappy areas.
Absolutely. It's just kind of like, are there some crap people? Yeah, but it's like, can we stop putting focus on the crap people and focus on like the good and lifting others up? But that would be a dream world. Let's see, we've got one more. Advice for first time athletes competing in 2026. Try not to say the same thing that I always say.
Yeah, I would say learn as you go and ask questions so that you understand what's going on, um, and follow the plan. Most first time athletes don't follow the plan.
Yeah. Yeah. And be prepared because you will have a moment. It happened to me where you thought you were following the plan and you weren't because you were just making mistakes because you didn't realize.
Yeah, I think that's different. That's like the learning curve of being
Yeah.
a first time competitor. Um, but don't be eating extra snacks or I think I'm flat, so I need a refeed. No, yeah,
No, you don't you don't know.
just things like that. And also you can have friends with insight in this sport, but don't be having too many opinions in the bucket. Like you hire a coach, listen to your coach. If you're ever questioning something, you can ask for an opinion on whatever the scenario is from someone who may be more experienced in the world than you are. But trying to follow different things from different people is not going to get you a good outcome.
No, that's just gonna frustrate you. And I mean, you
Lord, and please pose. If you can't pose, you shouldn't be on stage. You can have
please.
a great physique, and if you can't display it, it doesn't matter. They judge the poses.
You gotta make sure you can get into that pose, girl. Like I think something that I saw common this season with new athletes whenever they would ask me questions is they're like, oh well, I'm flat, I'm this, and I would just remind them, you don't know what you're talking about because you've never done this before. Enjoy that. Because once you cross over and you do know, there's no going back. And you have reached psychotic bodybuilder mode. Like, don't be psychotic your first season in. Like, you don't know nothing. So just enjoy it. You only get one first prep. When I think back on my first prep, I was just so happy and excited, and I didn't know what was going on. I did not know what was going on. Like, I don't even think I was aware of when I was having a bad day. My first prep experience was so positive, and I was peeled to the bone, like peeled, but I didn't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I didn't know anything, so I'm just kind of like, yeah, man, just follow the plan, have
there is a
fun.
nice thing of like the ignorance is bliss side
Yeah,
of never having done it before.
yeah, absolutely. So just enjoy that, have fun. Don't isolate. If your core people, keep talking to them.
We
Don't.
got a lot of boxes.
Oh, you gonna do an unboxing? That's it. That's all I got. You got anything else?
um, I don't think so. The year is coming to a close. Make sure you have your ducks in a row for the beginning of the season. If you're competing in the spring, you're starting prep right after Christmas. Um, and all the fat you put on in this next week, you got to get right back off. So
Yep.
enjoy the holidays, but don't eat into oblivion. Nobody
Yep.
should be eating into oblivion.
No.
And it makes you feel like crap and take a nap in the middle of the day.
Absolutely. And here's the thing: if you do, okay, but you gotta work.
Yeah.
Just know that that's on you. That's on you. All right. So, thank you guys so much for another successful year. We are what, 4 years old, which is nutty.
Yeah,
4
that's
years
crazy.
old. Yeah, crazy. We appreciate all the love and support. The way this podcast has grown, Alexis and I are I'm shook off of it. Like I say, it's just me talking to my homie. It doesn't feel like work for us. So we just want to say thank you. We appreciate y'all, and we're hoping that we can just, come back even better next year with some good content for y'all.
Yes.
All right. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We'll chat with y'all next year.
Bye, guys.